Session 2. Process Flowcharts. One common tool for documenting a process is called a flowchart. A flowchart uses symbols to graphically portray a process. One way to begin improving a process is to draw a flowchart of the process. Below are some commonly used flowchart symbols. Parallelograms represent an input or output. Triangles represent a queue where materials are waiting to move to the next step. Rectangles represent a process step where something is being changed or having value added. Diamonds represent decisions, and circles are used for connectors that lead to other flowcharts. Flowcharts are useful for understanding the details of a process and the relationship each process step has to the other steps, managing, coordinating, and balancing a process, locating and removing process bottlenecks, and troubleshooting a process. A flowchart can be prepared using different levels of detail. For example, a chair painting process could be flowcharted from a summary perspective, like we show here. An unpainted chair is received from assembly and input to the paint chair process, where it is painted, and a painted chair is output and sent to the packaging department. The paint chair process could also be flowcharted to show greater detail of the different steps that occur when the chair is painted. In this example, the paint chair process step is exploded to show the individual task for painting a chair. If you need to improve a process, a detailed flowchart would usually be best. For Class Exercise 2, the operators take one of the processes listed in Exercise 1 and draw a summary flowchart of the process. For Exercise 3, the operators draw a detailed flowchart of the same process. In our next session, we will draw a workflow diagram of a work cell. For Session 3, you will draw a workflow diagram of the work area. On a whiteboard, draw a rough diagram of the entire work cell layout. To save time, you can draw the layout before class. Draw triangles to show where materials are waiting. This will be important information when you start working on improving cycle time and throughput. Draw a different colored line for each possible workflow. In this example, there are 3 different workflows. Does the layout and workflows generally make sense? Can the layout or workflows be improved to reduce operator motion or material movement? Look for low-hanging fruit, easy to make changes that will reduce movement and make the work easier. Do not invest much time or money to rearrange a work area at this stage of the program. If a major rearrangement is needed, it will be much easier to do it later in the course, after we streamline the workstations. The workflow diagram will help you to spot opportunities to reduce operator motion. The triangles show you where materials are sitting and waiting. These are opportunities for reducing cycle time and inventory, while increasing throughput. We will discuss this more later on. In our next session, we will look at measuring process performance.